and Melinda Gates Foundation's real name, look it up, they've had award ceremonies and said it themselves.
Dr. Zabin became the founding director of the Bill and Melinda Gates Institute for Population Control. The founding director of the Bill and Melinda Gates Institute for Population Control.
Hey y'all, welcome back, or if you're new here, hey, hi, how are ya? My name's Katie, this is Dark Side of the Truth, and we're now friends.
Did we just become best friends? Yup!
So do me a favor and let's get real acquainted over here. Smash the hell out of the like button, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, come on over and get subscribed to the channel, and make sure you hit that little bell icon, so hopefully, fingers crossed, YouTube will notify you whenever I upload new videos just like this. And if conspiracies, government cover-ups, mind-blowing phenomenon, creepy TikToks, any of the above, if any of that interests you, then this is the channel for you. So go on and smash that subscribe button and join our truth-seeking community. But without any more further ado from me or jibber-jabbering, let's get straight on into these 25 shocking and mind-blowing clips that will prove you've been tricked. But before we go any further, let's just satisfy the guidelines by saying that everything on this channel is 1000% for entertainment purposes only. It is my opinions only, 1000% not factual. I'm not certified in any aspect on anything that I talk about. I just find crazy things and point them out, and then I give my opinion on them. Doesn't make it fact, doesn't make it true.
A bullshit?
I always encourage you to do your own research. And for shiggles, let's just go ahead and say that I'm an actress and I'm practicing my movie lines. Hopefully that's good enough. Now let's get into it. Roll the intro.
They live, we sleep, the alarms going off, beep beep. Time to wake up to the deceit. Our whole reality's made up by the elite.
Maybe I've been like living under a rock or just grew up like crazy sheltered or something. I don't know, but your girl has never seen like a cement road explode like that before. Have you? Like, I know this past week the heat has been like intense for like basically the entire United States. I know here in Michigan, I thought I was gonna melt on several different occasions.
What kind of place is this?
But I just didn't know that this could happen. In the beginning of the clip, if you pay attention, you can legitimately see like a cloud of smoke come out like poof, and the road explodes and like shoots up and buckles like 18 inches in the air. It's just like a straight 18-inch incline, and that car is sent like airborne because like it was just flat a second ago. Like not completely flat, it had a little bit of a bubble to it, but like it wasn't a ramp. Anyways, that one wasn't like crazy and like conspiratory, but I just thought it was mind-blowing and I had to include it. But now we can get into like the real bread and butter of why you're all here. Don't worry, I got you. Here it is.
Have you seen the viral video of a guy walking the beach during the middle of the day? And he said he saw something. People in the comments were saying it was a siren. But yeah, check this out. Look at that right there. What is that? And how did it get there? I went ahead and freeze framed it and blew it up, and as you can see, it looks real. But what is that? Now, I'm not 100% sure if this is real, but if it is, what do you think that is?
What was that?
Oh my God! What is that?
Is that like a real like dwarf mermaid? Because it looked kind of small. I mean, I don't know. I've never seen a mermaid in real life, so I can't really say if they're all small like that, or maybe it's just in my mind that they're bigger. But I always imagined them to be like, I don't know, your adult woman size. Maybe I'm wrong, but looks kind of small for what I'm imagining in my brain. But like I said, that's just my imagination. But what was that? Was that like a movie prop? Was it a hoax? Is it CGI? Is it an AI video? It didn't look like one to me, but what do you think? Is that like a real creature that washed up on the beach? Or is it like one of those like props that they sell at the store and like they're made to look very real? And I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. Let me know your thoughts.
Watch this shit. A motherfucker and found a petrified person holding a trident under a motherfucking rock. Look at that shit. Look at that shit, dog. Petrified. I bet you bust that motherfucker up, it's gonna be pink Himalayan salt every motherfucking where. That's a big fact. Look at the motherfucker. Hand and trident. It look like there's some type of other shit on top of that motherfucker floating. But yeah, that motherfucker petrified. I don't give a fuck what you say. Petrified beings all over the motherfucking world. From a great reset that happened, and I feel like we done had a ton of resets. And it also feel like we about to have one again. Dog. And if we do have another motherfucking reset, nice knowing you motherfuckers. I had a blast. Especially telling you motherfuckers the truth. But that motherfucker petrified. Look at the view of that motherfucker. Just chilling like a villain. Probably was gonna try to use some special powers with that motherfucking trident, but it didn't work. Now you're frozen in time, just chilling. I wonder if your brain still work. If you sleep like a motherfucker, like sleep paralysis, can't move and shit. You just did like that and shit. I wonder. Somebody need to get that other motherfucking rock and take it up off that motherfucker. I want to see the whole thing, dog. I'm curious like a motherfucker. Curious like George. Not that other motherfucker curious though. You can keep that shit. But that motherfucker is petrified. And like I said, these petrified giants and people all over this motherfucker. I'm going to Kentucky the other day. And man, I'm about to hit that bridge and all you see is pyramids and mounds and shit. They didn't try to cover the motherfuckers up with trees and apartments. Motherfucker, I know what the fuck I'm looking at. Dog. But what y'all think? Look at this petrified ass being, well, hand and arm and that motherfucking trident.
Now, this one goes back into the Petrified Giant video that I made like a year ago. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, here's a picture of the thumbnail. Go check it out. It's definitely worth like the 7 minutes or something it takes to watch it. That is clearly a petrified hand holding a trident. Like no ifs, ands, or buts about it. End of discussion. That's what it is. Like in a rock. Petrified. If that's not what it is, I don't know what it is. Make it make sense. What do you think?
Hey people, did you see this? Rocks falling from the sky in Romania? Yeah, hail, but stones. And it looks like there's more to this than just a freak storm.
Since when do rocks fall from the sky? Like at first I thought like, okay, no, you just live like in a valley and you're like on the edge of like a cliff of a mountain or something and it's like a rock slide or like a mudslide and it just looks like they're falling from the sky, right? Because like rocks can't really fall from the sky. That's not a thing. But apparently I was wrong because I've rewatched this clip so many times. I've slowed it down and that's what it seems to be to me. Can you make sense of it? Screw raining cats and dogs. Like it's legit raining boulders. No, thank you. Y'all are gonna have to miss me with that BS. I am so good. Like, I don't even like hail, okay? Like, golf ball sized hail, that's like my limit. I couldn't even imagine if like legit rocks and boulders started falling from the sky. Like, new fear unlocked.
Oh, I just face me.
Face this way. Feet together.
Start again.
Yeah. So just give me a hand. Hold it tight.
Tight.
Yeah, and I'm going to push down.
Yeah. What do I have to do?
And you got to resist me.
Okay.
Don't let him pull you over.
Test your strength and your balance. Ready? Resist.
Yeah. Were you trying? That's hard when you're standing still.
Ready?
Okay.
Resist. And hold it.
And the other arm.
And resist again.
Wow.
How? Bioenergetic field. Up to 700 times. So.
Do that again.
Feet together.
Not so close together, you'll fall over anyway.
No, that's
That's the whole idea.
Have you?
That's the whole idea.
Oh.
Ready? Resist.
Yeah.
We want him to fall over. Feet together again.
Same. Feet all the way together. Resist again.
Come on.
How come?
I'm hanging off there, sorry.
Very good.
Have you guys ever heard of tensor rods before? Or like, do you know what a tensor rod is? Have you ever used one? Do you own one? Anything like that? because this was just like nuts to me. Just like pull you over, pull you over, pull you over, like done, no big deal. And then he gives him this ring and he's like, here, hold this tensor ring. And everything's different. Like his balance is better, his strength is better. His, like, what? Crazy. This reminds me of this clip that my husband showed me.
I just shattered his energy fields. What I did with my psychic energy. Now you're strong. What I did is I played with your energy field. Your energy field, your aura out here. Raise your arm. You test strong. I'm playing with your energy field. I have just shattered your energy field and you can't hold your strength. I realign your energy field and you're strong. You with me? Sir. Okay. Now I came up in front to align your energies. But if I come up and back, you're weak. If I go down and back, you're strong. So it's telling you the energy is going around your body, not just up and down. You follow what I have? Yeah.
It is wild. And my husband showed me this video and he's like, I have to try this, babe. Like, we have to try this. And he tried it on me at first. And I'm like, well, that doesn't really prove anything to me because like you're stronger than me, babe. Like, obviously you can push my arm down if you want to. Like, that doesn't prove anything. So let me try it on you, okay? And just for like pointers or like, you know, for your visual like perception of this, I am 5'6" tall and probably like 150 pounds, like soaking wet, okay, like whatever. And then my husband is like 6'3", like 220 pounds, 230 pounds, like he's a big guy, okay? There's no way I'm gonna force his arm down. Like, I'm just not doing it. I'm not strong enough to. There's just no physical way, okay? So I tried it to him. First time, I could not push his arm down at all, obviously. He's way stronger than I am. Then, second time, after I messed up his aura field, I tried it again and his arm went straight down. Then I rebuilt his aura field and of course, again, I can't push his arm down because he is way stronger than me. But basically, moral of the story, this is what Taekwondo artists do. And that's why they're always like, whoa, like moving their arms around like crazy, right? Is because they're trying to basically build up their own aura field and make their balance and like precision and all that stuff better and more stronger. And they're also at the same time trying to weaken or tear down their opponent's aura field and therefore make their balance and strength weaken or less, right? And the person who can distort the other person's aura the most basically or therefore will ultimately win the match. And I thought that was crazy when I saw that, right? Well, this video is very similar to that. It just reminded me of it so much. Like, do these tensor rings affect your aura field in some way? How do they work? I would love to know more about them. Let me know if you guys want to deep dive on them because this topic in general is so interesting to me. Like how powerful our aura is and how much it really truly affects us and we don't even realize it. I don't know. I'll stop rambling. Let me know your thoughts.
Everyone's DNA, they use less than a third of the DNA. Did you know that there are immortal genes? Did you know that you have immortal DNAs? Did you know that you have the DNA to grow any part of your body, to change it any way you want to? Did you know you have the DNA of humanity? Did you know that you can turn a predisposition of genetics of blindness into a predisposition of sight? Did you know that you can tap your DNA to not only make you immortal, but reverse your aging? Do your genes have that? Yes, they do. It's what gene fingerprinting is all about in its infantile stages. But it's embarrassing when we really know it. Because the great question is, well, if I have an immortal gene, how come I'm not immortal? You know why? Because you focus only on your emotional means to an end.
I don't know about y'all, but what she just said hit me deep. And maybe it's because I've been watching a lot of these next videos that we're gonna watch, but I believe it. I think humans are so powerful. I think, like we were just talking about our aura, I think there is just some type of like spiritual or some type of element to us that maybe we don't fully understand or fully grasp that makes us a hell of a lot more special than we understand.
My mom says I'm special.
And I don't think it's far-fetched at all to believe that we have some sort of immortal DNA. I mean, hello, we were all made in Yahuwah's image. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on this. And let's get into these next clips about why I say I don't find this too hard to believe. Because these next two videos that I'm going to show you are like the main topic of videos that I've been watching lately. They just blow my mind. And we've talked about them before, but I just can't get enough of them. So check these out.
If I want to pick it up, go faster, it's going to. If I want it to slow down, it's going to. If I want it to speed up, it's going to. And I have multiple ways that I can make this work, okay? By doing that, I reverse the direction. Now I got the speed that I want. I can start to use this thing, which I call using leverage. It's kind of like cranking, okay? And by doing that, I can either make this go faster or slower, depending on what I'm looking for. Excuse me. See that?
Like, bro, no. I don't want to hear anybody in the comments talking about it's the wind, Katie, it's the wind. No, it's not. Did you see the precision and like control that my guy had? Like, he started it, stopped it, turned it left, stopped it, turned it right, stopped it. Like, anything he wanted it to do, it did it in the exact moment that he wanted it to happen. That was control. That was precision. That was a gift. That was something he's been practicing. Period. End of story. Honest to God, like, I don't see how you could see it any other way. But just because I don't see how you could see it any other way doesn't mean I'm not open for your interpretation or your opinions. Please drop them in the comments. You know I always love to hear them. What do you think is going on here? Is this some type of, like, I don't know, string that doesn't snap no matter how many times the spin wheel spins? Is it some type of editing? Is he really, like, gifted? Let me know your thoughts. Now, like I said, there's two. I have one more. Check it out.
What in the world? Got it. Porque está haciendo viento. How come the others don't?
Crazy, right? Crazy. I mean, obviously she didn't have as much precision and control as the previous video, but like I said, she's a child. He was a full grown man. There's obviously like years and like decades that he has on her to like perfect and master and practice this skill that she has not had yet, but she definitely has the skill. You can see it. You can tell that, again, in my opinion, this wasn't fake. This wasn't the wind. This was her. She had control over it. The reason why I say it wasn't the wind and that it was her and she had control over it is because there were two other spin wheels in the proximity and like main area of this spin wheel that she was spinning, and none of them moved. Neither one of those spin wheels moved. I mean, the one started to a little bit, but then it stopped. But it wasn't anywhere near or like close to resembling what the one spin wheel that she was spinning was doing. Like, no way. And if it was wind, they all would have been moving the same way, or at least very similar to the same way. Because I know they're facing different directions, so yeah, the wind would have hit them differently, but they all still would have been moving in a very similar way. Not just one going crazy banana towns while like the daughter's moving it, and then the other two are just like, yeah, I'm gonna chill. In my opinion, that was her. But hey, like I've said numerous times, and I will tell you on repeat, so you might want to just get used to hearing it, I am absolutely insane. They don't get much crazier than me, so don't take anything that I say as fact. Okay, we've like cleared that up? All right, let's move on.
We have this one here, the Statue of Liberty, as like a death skull. We got the Twin Towers surrounded by money, and this has got to be the best one, guys. CNN and the snake.
Well, what is the name of this wall in Iran? Is this like the Truth Mural Wall of the United States located in Iran? Like, what is going on? You got the Statue of Liberty as like the death skull. You have the Twin Towers with the plane, but then it's also like zigzagging in the pattern of like a money symbol almost. And then the Twin Towers are like the lines through the money symbol. Double entendre, double meaning. And then you also have CNN as a snake wrapped around the apple as like they were the original deceivers and continue to deceive us to this day. Which, he said it, not me, but I'm not arguing with. But again, I'm crazy. Like, I'm crazy. But like, what is going on? Have any of my viewers ever been to Iran? Do any of you currently live in Iran? Are you over in Iran? Are you anywhere close to Iran where you could like take a detour for your girl and visit this place in person and let me know what's up? Because I need to know what's going on. I need to know who made this. I need to know why it was made. What do these things represent? And what's going on? Do every other country just accept this as fact and they're just like painting murals about it and they're like everyday like tourist destinations like basically laughing in our faces? Or is this satire making fun of the conspiracy theorists online in another country where it seems like wrong place, wrong time for a satire mural wall? I don't know. Let me know what you think.
They recalling all of them. They just found 2% human DNA in hot dog. I won't be eating.
I need you guys to understand the emotional roller coaster I just went through for the past 10 minutes and 25 seconds. Get so close right now. I read the article and it is true, right? About 2% of hot dogs contain human DNA. So I was like, you know what? I eat vegetarian dogs anyway, so it's all good, until I read deeper into the article. It turns out an overwhelming amount of those hot dogs were in fact vegetarian dogs. That's awesome. So I was like, hey, you know what? I guess I'll just stop eating hot dogs starting now. I'm like, when was the article written? Like a couple of days ago? Get closer. That article was written 7 years ago. It's still prevalent now, meaning that it's already too late. At this point, I don't even know how much human DNA that I have accidentally consumed. Does that make sense? I don't know I have no idea what to do right now. All I did, I've been drinking water for the past like 10 minutes because that is my like default go-to right now.
Look, I know most of y'all were hoping that my thumbnail was just clickbait and that we weren't really gonna go there, but when have I ever clickbaited y'all? I don't do that. I'm not going to. This is disgusting though. I know. I wish it was clickbait too.
It's pretty difficult to put into words how disgusted I am.
I don't care if I eat it or not. Why is it on the shelves next to the food that I do eat? Or being purchased by other people who will consume them, mainly i.e. children. This is sick.
Absolutely disgusting, by the way. I almost puked, but let me stay focused.
And then, on top of all the other nasty, like, pig or whatever animal byproducts that they decide to, like, stuff into the hot dog of the day, on top of all of that, like, I'm sure we all know how hot dogs are made, right? Ugh, nasty, okay? That's why I stopped eating them. Anyways, let me, like, get back to the point. On top of the nasty, disgusting way that hot dogs are made, and we're all well aware of, is very much public knowledge. On top of that, now you have to be concerned that 2% of them may contain human DNA. So, if you've ever eaten a hot dog in your life, you have a 2% chance that you're now a cannibal.
Shut your mouth. Wait, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
Is that what I'm hearing? Because that's what I heard. Like, absolutely not. And then the guy who it cut to was like, oh, well, I think I'm safe because, like, I just eat vegetarian dogs anyway.
You're not just wrong, you're stupid.
He went and read the article, and majority of the places where they found the 2% human DNA in the hot dogs were in vegetarian dogs. So how vegetarian are they? I'm asking for a friend.
When you begin to study history, you begin to realize during the feudal age, when the peasants kind of worked on the land of the feudal kings, they only worked 140 days out of the year. The other 200 days they chilled. They didn't work. So today we work more than the peasants. Most people work more than the peasants used to and have less to show for it. They have no land, they have no house, they have nothing. It's the illusion of freedom. Back in the day, you at least knew you were a slave. You had to buy your freedom. Today, you don't know you're a slave. Instead of cracking a whip, they've just printed money out of thin air and told you it's valuable and this is what you're supposed to work your entire life for.
We think we're free because we can't see the cage. They gave us tiny screens to distract us from the invisible bars that we willingly step into each and every day. And if you caught that, you caught that. Because that was truth.
They never freed the slaves. They realized that they don't need the chains. They gave us tiny screens. We think we free because we can't see the cage.
Crazy to think that we willingly work more than the peasants and have less to show for it. And then we'll go out there and argue till we're blue in the face that we're not. SLAVES. We're not that. Nope. Not me. Couldn't be me. Could never be me. Crazy. It's like those videos that you see, which are 1000% factual, about how every day you wake up and you go to work, you get yourself dressed, you get in the car, you drive to work, you do what you need to do. You don't see the government anywhere until payday comes around. Then they show up to take half, or to take their percentage, or to take their whatever. It's like actually genuinely crazy how the American business system works. Because if we're being real, like the country is a business. Like it just is what it is. Sorry, it's just we got too much truth to tell to sugarcoat things over here. Let me know what you guys think about this, because like I'm insane. So I mean, who wants to hear from a crazy person all day long, right?
I could make a sperm out of your skin cells and an egg and fertilize that.
So you can clone me.
I could clone you. I won't do that because it's illegal, but biologically we could do that. I can make organs, mini organs from you and test drugs. And what we're doing in the lab is we have...
Wow, yeah.
Yeah. Personalized medicine.
Yeah. Wow.
So when you come to my lab, and you have to promise you're going to come, I'll show you, we grow these mini brains in the lab. And we've got them from people that are predisposed to Alzheimer's or not. And we have a way to age those brains so that they're now 80 years old, even though they're only a few months old. And they lose their ability to fire electrically. They become demented in the dish, little mini brains. And so we give them Alzheimer's and dementia in the dish. And then what we do is we have the system to turn on those 3 embryonic genes, OS and K, and those brains go back in age. But here's the cool thing. Alzheimer's goes away. They get the electrical activity comes back. Now we do this in a mouse. We make the mouse older, just let them age out, or we accelerate it. And we've been now reversing the age of those brains in the mice. And you can guess what happens. They get their memory ability to learn back.
Unbelievable.
Medical cloning to reverse brain diseases like dementia or Alzheimer's or something like that. I can respect the science and I can respect what they were trying to do, but I just have one question. Why are these people so obsessed with becoming immortal? Like, why are they so afraid to pass on and like move on to the next like spiritual step of life? Is it because they don't have a next step? Is it because they're not the same like spiritual beings that we are, and they're not like feeding off the same energy source, they're not going to the same place? Or are they just like honestly trying to progress science? Because I honestly can't figure out anymore. Because it seems like every single new like scientific like revelation, or like, you know, scientific like, oh, we just broke through and got a new freaking scientific breakthrough, or what, there's a better word for it, but like I can't think of it right now. Give me a break, it's 3 in the morning. Anyways, every time there's a new scientific breakthrough, or like scientific experiment found, or like, hey, we got this new thing, it seems like it's always to like make somebody live longer, or like to like freeze somebody, or to like transfer consciousness, or to transfer heads. Remember we saw that video like a year ago, or maybe a couple months ago, of like them transferring heads, literally physically head transplant. Like, it's like everything they're doing is to like prolong life and to never ever pass away. And I just can't help but ask why. Let me know what you think. Why do you think that they're doing this? Is it to progress science, or is it because they know what that next spiritual step is and they know that they're not going to be a part of it? I would love to hear your thoughts.
You want to know how deep I've gone down rabbit holes? I'm convinced that both of the world wars were really just to erase the old world, and that there was an entire narrative scripted around who the bad guys were, who the allies are, and it was really meant to just destroy all of these beautiful cities. They took out all of the bells. If you guys haven't looked into why there would be bells in public spaces, and the healing properties and the harmonious properties that these churches and all the architecture was built in, okay, it's sacred geometry, and it's not unrealistic that they started 2 world wars and put, at the time, our best men in every single country lined up across each other because they wanted to take out the most brave and quote-unquote prestigious men for every country, knowing that all of them would want to go.
I mean, it's like the perfect cover-up, no? I'm not saying it's factual, not saying that's what happened, but I'm just, you know, acknowledging what he pointed out and like the possibility of it and the coincidental easiness it would have been for them. It would have been effortless for them, right? All these world wars, their lives were ended in these world wars, and children were left without parents. It would be like a very, very easy and perfect cover-up story. And I think anybody with 2 brain cells to put together will admit to you that history is very easily and almost 1,000,000% of the time rewritten by the winners of war. Because think about it, if you're the bad guys and you won the war, are you going to write in the history books that the bad guys won the war and continuously tell future generations to come that, hey, you're being ruled by the bad guys? No, you'd be basically asking for another revolution, for the people to revolt against you. Hello, who wants to be ruled by the bad guys? Nobody. So you would rewrite history. Now, I'm talking 1000% hypothetical. I'm not saying that this is what the government or world leaders today did at all. No, absolutely not. That would be crazy.
That would be crazy.
This is hypothetical, of course.
Kendrick, when he was rapping on stage, started singing peekaboo in the X. Why? Because he's trying to say Drake X.
80 pointers like a Kobe game.
Where did he do it? The 30-yard line. 30-yard line. What's the Roman numeral? Roman numerals of 30 is X, X, X. Also, he had 2 of Drake's X's plus the X on stage. Yeah. X, X, X. What was Tentacion known for? Split hair, the black dreads, the blonde dreads. Yeah. If you notice the backup dancers, did they have that? A split of black, and they also had red. Oh my god. When Kendrick opened, how did he look like rapping? He was like this.
He was crouched down just like the XXL freestyle.
Freestyle.
Yeah.
We circulate through us. Everybody must be judged. Fate will be plentiful. Death will be bountiful. I will spend none of
Everyone thought Kendrick's chain, the small A, was for A minor. No, it's not. It's for PJ Lang. Kendrick.
That's his brand.
Who is Drake signed under? Sony. So it's PJ Lang versus Sony, the controller. That was like a double entendre.
Oh shit.
When Kendrick was backstage after his performance, did you realize what he was wearing? He had a diamond binky, put it in his mouth, and he started dapping hands up.
Like a pacifier?
Yeah, like a pacifier. Because
as a baby,
yeah,
as a kid.
Yeah.
Oh.
Say Drake, I hit you like I'm young.
And he wore a t-shirt, keep those people away from me.
You know how in the back when they had game over at the very end?
There was another one.
Yeah.
Wrong way or something?
Yeah.
Remember when Uncle Sam was like,
deduct 1 life.
deduct 1 life.
And then he goes into the X and then starts singing peekaboo, referencing X.
I mean, I knew there was a lot of hidden subliminal messages in his performance, but did I notice all of them? No. I'm not gonna lie to you and say that I did. I absolutely didn't. Is it amazing and lovely to see them all pointed out for you? Absolutely, I love it. It's mind-blowing. I think they hit every single one on the head. I think there might even been a few more that they didn't notice. Kendrick not only is a lyrical genius, but a visual master as well. He knows how, he's like an artist in every aspect of the word. He really truly is. You gotta give the man his flowers. He deserves it. But side note, do you think Drake was involved with the XXX thing or not?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
I would love to hear your opinions. I'm not gonna speak on it. We're gonna keep it moving, but I'll meet you in the comments.
4 times NASA said that the Earth was flat and non-rotating. The very first requirement for landing an aircraft is that the Earth is flat and non-rotating. This one's in the general equations of motion for a damaged asymmetric aircraft, rigid body equations of motion over a flat, non-rotating Earth. These are all on the NASA website, by the way. You don't have to search hard. There's tons of documents. I just grabbed 4 of them. Another one about aircrafts. It says this simulation assumes a vehicle with 6 degrees of freedom and aerodynamic symmetry in roll, and the missile position in space is computed relative to a flat, non-rotating Earth. This one's on how helicopters work. The helicopter equations of motion are given in body axes with respect to a flat, non-rotating Earth. If you still believe that we live on a globe, I don't even know what to tell you.
Yeah, and this isn't even the only time that they've ever admitted that the Earth is flat and non-rotating. They admit this so many times, it's not even funny, actually. You spend 5 minutes of research, you're gonna find it at least 5 times. Probably, honestly, more if I'm being real.
Now, one thing I really want your generation to embrace is that the Earth is a closed system. We cannot leave the Earth. There's no place to go.
They admit it in every document, every official government document anyway. They're not going to go on the news and be like, hey, by the way, the Earth is flat, we're a bunch of liars. No, of course not, because then they'd have to pack up all their shit and get the fuck out of here. Nobody would listen to anything they ever said after that.
Why you lying to us, man? That's something that we want to know. After that, you're gonna have to pack up all your stuff and go.
But actual actual reports that they file officially and go file with the government and that are actual official governmental records, yeah, of course it's in there, because what member of the public is actually going to spend the time to go read those? I mean, not a lot of people. Clearly they've gotten away with it for how long so far? Hell, they're still getting away with it if I'm being real. The truth is out there. It's just nobody spends the time to like actually go find it. But it's there.
We accept the reality of the world with which we're presented. It's as simple as that.
3, 2, 1.
Gotta love these videos, man. No fisheye lens, no CGI, no BS. Just a good old-fashioned balloon with the camera attached, send it up as high as it'll go, and show me the footage. That's what I call science.
Yeah, science, bitch!
That's like a real experiment that you can duplicate. You can replicate that, you can do it numerous times, and you can compare your results. That's science, not pseudoscience. That's real science. And y'all seen it. Y'all seen the same thing I did. I didn't see no type of curvature. It's not that we're all like little teeny tiny ant people and we're all so minute and small and unimportant and insignificant that we're too small to see the curve. Yeah, because Yahuwah would build something as beautiful as this planet and the best gift that he ever gave to us next to life. He would build something as magnificent as this planet and then not let us see the curve. No, of course he would do something like that. Come on now.
Bitch, I see what you did there.
What's a conspiracy theory you 100% know is true?
Root canals. There's this YouTube video, which before was a documentary on Netflix before it got pulled after 2 weeks, known as The Root Cause. The Root Cause discusses the big psyop by dental industry and by big pharma to fuck people's health up through root canals. You can't even watch it in the United States. You have to turn on a VPN because it's banned by the American Dental Association, which is in bed with big pharma. I had a root canal recently removed, and once they did the DNA biopsy on the tooth, they found 20 different types of parasites growing and living inside of my jaw, which is absolutely horrendous. And obviously the dentist isn't going to tell you that. So stay away from fluoride, stay away from root canals.
This is sick. I cannot believe that they do not make this public knowledge. Anyone who has a root canal, seriously, the best advice I can give you is go to the dentist and get it removed, and then get like a fake implant tooth in its place. You do not want a root canal in your mouth, and I am going to go into more detail of why. But that documentary that he briefly mentioned, The Root Cause, that was on Netflix but then got removed, you know, because the government doesn't want us to have like too much accessible truth in our library of information to consume.
To leave masses brainless, a smart mind is dangerous. In their eyes, there probably ain't no real shit in your playlist. You just a product of what the government has created.
So they had to block the movie here in the United States. But anyways, if you have a VPN, you can still watch it. Irregardless, this next video is the trailer for the Root Cause documentary. So let's check that out.
Dr. Weston Price, who did 25 years of research on root canals, found that they could cause almost anything, from mental disease to heart disease to arthritis. And if you put probes in there and measure, you will get biotoxins that are among the severest that exist in nature. Root canals are probably one of the most pernicious, toxic, hidden influences on your health. And if you're struggling to understand why you're so sick and you have multiple root canals, please examine that issue.
I obviously came to the conclusion that I did not want to do root canal treatment anymore personally. I could not confidently say that I was not doing harm in some situations.
Major disease can be caused from leaving decaying tissue inside your body. Imagine that.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock!
But also mind-blowing at the same time, because we've been taught our whole lives that root canals are like a cure for a rotted out infected tooth, or like root of your tooth. We've been so manipulated and so brainwashed and so tricked. I really hope you're understanding that by this point in this video. But again, I'm crazy. Don't forget that. He said if you probe the inside of a root canal, you will get biotoxins that are some of the most toxic and dangerous found in nature. And that is inside your mouth, like directly going into your bloodstream. And dentists did it to you and told you it was safe. I can't. Like, you could have so many underlying different health issues and you wouldn't even understand why you're so sick. And low key, high key, let's let the information be known to everybody out there. The cause could be your root canal. Who would have thought? I know I wouldn't have. Thank God I don't have any root canals, but I know a lot of people do. For instance, my older sister, one of them, I have many, one of them, I personally went with her to get a root canal. Like, this is scary. And like, I definitely agree with the documentary. It 1000% is time to learn the truth. Like, it's been time. But now let's hear from a dentist who agrees with root canals and who says that any dentist or doctor who is pushing this narrative of a root canal is dangerous to their patients or online is actually doing more harm than good, and they should be ashamed of themselves. That's what this dentist claims. That's what this next dentist claims that we're about to watch. Now let's hear why he says that and what his reasonings are behind that. And let's see if that side of the argument has any logical basis in reality.
I doubt it.
Let's check it out.
What if I could tell you that 98% of women that have breast cancer have a root canal tooth on the same side?
Do root canals cause cancer or other chronic health conditions? I'm a dentist, and I've been seeing a few of these videos this week, and I wanted to share my thoughts. There is nothing scarier to a dentist than when a patient walks in and looks like this. There are very few things that we see on a daily basis that can be life-threatening, and large untreated infections are one of them. Root canals are the process of where we remove infected or inflamed nerve tissue to prevent large infections in the perioral area. What makes these videos so dangerous is that they get millions of views. Many people will delay getting a root canal and potentially end up with a life-threatening infection. If you're a holistic doctor or a dentist that's agreeing with these videos, you should be ashamed of yourself. My advice, listen to the 99% of doctors and dentists that are basing their decisions on science and facts.
So you heard it straight from the horse's mouth there. His advice is to listen to the 99% of doctors who are basing their choices in science and fact. Or better known as 99% of doctors who are following the mainstream media and just spewing events of a bunch of nonsense at their patients. Right? That 99% of doctors?
Got him!
Anyways, he said you get a root canal so you can get rid of the infection in the root of the tooth, basically in layman's terms, okay? I know he didn't use those exact words, but that's what he was saying, okay? So he made it seem like a root canal is the only option to get rid of the infection in the root of a tooth. What if I told you there's an alternative? Let's check it out.
Is there an alternative for a root canal when a tooth goes bad? If a tooth goes bad and the nerve dies, that tooth must be extracted. What they're doing today is they're taking the nerve out, cleaning it out with a very toxic chemical, then filling it, and it's called a root canal filling. You now have a dead tooth in your mouth. And when you have a dead tooth in your mouth, the body tries and rejects anything dead. And we've seen many people with major health problems stemming from a root canal filling. If I had a root canal filling, I would have it removed, and in its place, I'd put a ceramic implant. Ceramic implants are being used more and more now. There's a book that we have, and it's quoted in my book. It's in our library. It's called Root Canal Cover-Up. It's written by Dr. Eng, and he was the head of the Orthodontic Association. So he was head of the root canal organisation, and he's written a book, Root Canal Cover-Up. So it's important to get your facts. The decisions we make concerning our health and our body should be made according to information. And my aim in writing that book was to give you information so you are better able to make decisions concerning your body.
If a tooth goes bad and the nerve dies, it must be extracted. Period, point blank, end of story. I am not a dentist. I am not saying that. I am repeating what she just said. And she, by the way, is a doctor or dentist. I'm not sure which, but she is qualified to speak on this issue more than I am. When they drill out said infected nerve and then they just fill it, you now have a dead tooth in your mouth that is going to do what dead things do and decay and rot and continue to spread infection throughout your whole body, therefore leading to other major health issues. I mean, it just makes sense. Your mouth is like the quickest way to get to your bloodstream. We all know this. But I think it's so crazy how we didn't know the truth about root canals, because it seems like such common knowledge. And like, if they're hiding something like this, what else are they hiding? Like, hypothetically speaking.
Hypothetically. This is all hypothetical.
Again, I'm crazy. I'm not saying this is factual. Please don't take anything I say as fact. This is my opinion, and like, I'm insane. It is definitely important to have all of your facts and all of the information available and like ready at hand before you make such an important decision regarding your health, especially something that can affect the rest of your like life and like your health for the rest of your life. I just think it's insane. I think it is really insane that this is not common knowledge. That's really the insane part. But we're not quite done on this topic yet. Now, let's hear about the dangers of a root canal directly from a dentist. Check it out.
If you have a root canal, listen up. This is important. Jerry, tell the story. This patient has 9 root canals. They were done by a very aggressive dentist who filed all her teeth to make all these veneers, and each one of these teeth, the pulp, the nerve, the center of the tooth, died. The tooth was devitalized and a root canal was performed. What's the problem with root canal? We think we're saving the tooth. It's a good intention. It's a really good aim. The fact is that anything dead in the human body will decompose. It will break down. You have a source of chronic inflammation, chronic dysregulation of the immune system, and the production of endotoxins, which are bacteria and bacterial byproducts. So root canals, caution. I was a big fan at one time. The science has proven otherwise.
Your intentions can be good, and that's all fine and dandy, but it's the result that matters. Like, it doesn't matter if the surgeon comes in and tells Billy's mom, like, oh, hey, I made a big mistake, and like, I accidentally didn't save Billy's life, but I had all intention to. My intentions were in a good place. I didn't intend to spread disease throughout his whole body. I didn't intend for that to happen. Oh, well, then that's okay. Even though you knew that was like a major like chance that could happen, it's okay. You didn't intend for that to happen, as long as your intentions are good. No. As a dentist, as a doctor, as like a high, like respected and like, you know, powerful, quote unquote powerful, if you will, member of society, because dentists, doctors, anybody who has like the power or like authority to write a prescription and hand out prescribed or like controlled set of substances and medications to people, they have like a quote unquote powerful role in society, I think, in my opinion. Anybody who has such a like powerful and like respected and honorable role should be doing honorable things. And you owe it to your patients to be doing all the latest research and be keeping up on all the latest science and presenting them with all of the facts so that they can make the most informed decision when the time comes. Because they didn't go to school for that, you did, and that's what your job is. Now, let's hear from a dentist who used to perform root canals, but no longer does. And he has a little bit of a different take on this whole issue, so let's check that out.
I used to do root canals. I don't do root canals anymore, and this is why. I was lied to when I was in dental school, and you're being lied to as a patient. When I was in dental school and we were learning about root canals, we were taught that the tooth's root canal within the tooth, there's one major canal, you fill it, problem solved. I found out later that is not what's actually happening. What's happening is that tooth's root canal system has multiple canals going perpendicular sideways to the main canal. They're called accessory canals or lateral canals. You can't fill them, you can't clean them, you can't treat them. It's these ones that are creating this problem with what's called toxic root canals, because all the bacteria is stuffed in there and it's leaking out into the rest of the body. I want you to understand, a root canal is still an option to maintain the tooth. It's a dead tooth, but it can maintain it. Your best option is to see an endodontist, somebody specialized in root canals. They will do the best job they can to remove majority of bacteria within the main channels. They can't get the accessories. We just talked about that. It's not possible, but it'll maintain the tooth as long as possible. And also, you want to make sure that your general dentist or the endodontist is monitoring the tooth so that way they can be aware of any leaks that are happening in that tooth. And root canals are not as benign as we're made to believe.
So he used to perform root canals, and he agrees that they're dangerous and he no longer will perform them, but he does have a little bit of a different opinion on it. So there's obviously tons of different like opinions and takes and information out there on this topic. So always do your own research. Please don't take anything that I say as like the end all be all, like a word of God truth. Okay, always go out there and do your own research. But this was just so mind-blowing that when I came across that first clip of them talking about it, like during that podcast, there was no way in hell that I couldn't go a little bit deeper on this topic for you and for me. And like, what? How many of you knew this beforehand about root canals? I would love to know, because this just like blew my mind. Now I want to hear from one more doctor, but it's not really regarding this root canal topic. It's just kind of regarding medical information going around on TikTok or social media in general, because I know I personally feel a little bit dumb, and I know probably other people do, to like walk into a doctor's office and be like, oh, hey, I saw this on TikTok and I think this would be a better way to do this. Or I saw this on TikTok and I think this might be what's wrong with me, right? Like I kind of feel stupid to say that. But this video comes directly from a doctor, and she's basically taking the time to explain to other doctors how they not only shouldn't make their patients feel like that, but really, in all honesty, they don't have the right to make us feel like that. And it's doing more harm than good, and they should stop. And basically, we shouldn't feel bad or feels dumb for walking in there and saying that we got some information from social media. She's going to explain it a hell of a lot better than I am. Check it out.
If you're not a doctor, then just keep scrolling. For all of you that are dismissing your patients who tell you that they have gotten health information from TikTok, I have news for you. The reason why people are getting their health information from TikTok is because they do not trust us anymore. They do not feel safe in our office, and we do harm to them. And if we don't listen to them, they're going to listen to someone else on the internet. And as a doctor who posts and watches other people's videos on TikTok, I find patient stories to be very educational, helpful, validating, basically all of the things that patients are not getting from their interactions with us. But because misinformation is such a big problem, they need us to step up to the plate and help them. So whether you believe it or not, patients are diagnosing themselves over TikTok because they're not getting diagnosed properly through the traditional healthcare system. So listen to what your patients are telling you. If they said, I watched this video and this person's symptoms exactly match my symptoms, well then maybe we should think about that as a possibility. We don't have to get offended that a patient has their own opinion of what's wrong with them. I choose to see TikTok as a force of good, and I hope that you will too.
Perfectly said. Like, I couldn't have said it any better if I tried. God forbid a patient has an opinion on like what's going on with them, right? I know, it's crazy. Somehow that became like offensive to a doctor or something, like over the years. I don't understand it, I don't get it, but I thought this video was beautiful. I thought she said it beautifully, and I thought that it needed to be spread further because I think she's right. And honestly, I think TikTok or other social media platforms do a hell of a better job at spreading the truth than really any other platform or any other way. But hey, that's just crazy Katie's old opinion over here. So probably not factual. Sorry, correction. Definitely not factual. Don't take it as such, because I am absolutely insane.
You have to commit me.
Now, we're done with the root canal topic. Let's take a little bit of a turn and talk about some more uplifting things before I leave you for today. I have 2 more videos, so don't go anywhere yet, because I promise you're going to want to see them.
People are building houses using fireproof hemp. In a world of increasing threats from wildfires, hemp is making a big comeback. Builders are using it across the world to create homes that are not only eco-friendly but also completely fireproof nearly. At the heart of the innovation is something called hempcrete. It's a mixture of hemp herds, which is the woody core of the hemp plant, lime and water. It's light and strong and tested to withstand temperatures above 1700 degrees Fahrenheit, which is nearly 1000 degrees Celsius. Hempcrete walls have survived over an hour of intense fire without the inside even heating up. In other words, fire might char the surface, but it won't break through. But get this is the part that blew me away. It's naturally a thermal insulator, so you don't need any insulation when you're building the home. It naturally has moisture control properties. It breathes, regulating humidity, and stops mold before it can even start. It's carbon negative. It absorbs CO2 as it grows. That carbon stays locked in the walls of your home. Hempcrete doesn't rot, it doesn't attract pests, and it gets stronger over time. It doesn't degrade. It literally has zero downfalls. It's not just a pipe dream either. Companies around the world are using it right now, and they're growing fast. Traditional construction relies on materials that burn, rot, or pollute. They also need to be treated with chemicals. Hemp does none of that. It's safer, stronger, and better for the planet, and yet it's still fighting for mainstream acceptance. The construction industry is slow to change, but change is coming. Imagine a future where every new suburb is fire resistant by default, where homes breathe, last longer, and clean the air before they're even built. That's not fantasy, that's hemp. The home of the future isn't steel and glass. It's green, it's breathing, and built from plants, with roots in ancient history and a future in modern construction. I do believe that. Now we just got to get to the point where people can actually afford to buy a house.
Crazy, right? Like, when was this hemp technology like found and like understood that we could build homes with it? When was it invented and like, you know, created for commercial home building use? I need to know. And why aren't more homes being built with this? Why is this not like public knowledge commonly known among all construction workers and home builders? And the reason why I ask that, and I can speak like quite frankly on the topic of saying that it is not common knowledge already amongst construction workers and home builders, because that is the home like line of work that my husband is in. He does home renovations and home building and all this type of stuff. Construction, that's his like bread and butter. That's what he does. That's what he's done his whole life. And he is the one who sent me this video because he saw it and he's like, what the heck? Like, this is insane. And like, when I move up north and like build my own homestead and like move in with my whole family on one big property and like raise our own like animals and like grow our own crops and stuff and like totally live like off the grid like we want to, this is what I'm building my home with. Screw a blue roof. It's the hemp building for me.
I sleep outside on the ground every single night to get the best rest. Nah, just kidding. But I do want to be sleeping connected to the earth, so I bought this 8-foot copper grounding rod and copper wire, and here's the plan. I'm going to run it up on my gutter into my room and hook it up to my silver-lined bed sheets so that it mimics me sleeping on the earth, getting the earth's natural grounding current running through my body, which has a ton of health benefits. So this is a DIY kit. I hooked up this copper 8-gauge wire to this grounding rod, which pounded all the way into the earth, and then I clipped it onto my existing gutter. Actually, having this gutter extension made the install super clean. I ran the wire through the wall, and then I added this copper alligator clip to the end so I could clip it onto my bed sheets. This is a grounding meter, so it tests if I'm grounded or not. When it says high, I'm not connected to the earth's ground, but when it goes green, that means I'm connected. So just by touching the tip of the alligator clip, my entire body has earth's ground current going through it, which is the goal here. These bed sheets have silver fiber woven into them so that I can stay connected to earth's ground. This is how I sleep outside every night.
What a crafty mofo, for real. He found a legitimate way to sleep grounded out to the earth without like legit going and sleeping on the ground, because like, who wants to do that? That's not comfy. Ain't nobody got time for that. But I can only imagine how recharged, refreshed, and like better he feels in the morning. He probably gets the best night's sleep every frickin' night. And like, I have a 3-year-old, so like I can speak on good night's sleep. Not that I'm getting a good night's sleep, because like any parents out there, you already know I'm not, but he does. Nobody sleeps better than a frickin' baby. That's where the saying came from. Oh, sleeps like a baby. I bet this grown-ass man sleeps like a baby. I bet he does, with his grounded out frickin' earth bed. Like, I need it. You're a genius. And now I want to hook one up at my house. I want to have a hemp house grounded out to the earth, my mattress. Like, for real. Anyways, those were my 2 uplifting videos to kind of like change your spirits and hopefully lift some moods before I leave you for today. And y'all already know we have officially reached the end of this video. I know you guys hate when this moment comes, but it's gotta come. I'm sorry, it has to come at the end of every video. I wish we could sit here and talk and chat and share videos and stories and gossip for hours and hours and hours, but I'm sorry, every video has to come to an end. But guess what? There'll be another. Don't you worry your little hearts. I'll tell you what though, it makes me so happy to be back making videos for you guys. guys, I missed it so friggin' much, and don't you worry, I'll never take a break like that again. I mean, I'll probably take like a little bit of break because like I'm human and I need a break sometimes, but not that long. Mama needs you. I missed your faces. And like I went through and I was reading some new comments that I had on old videos, and I love how everybody like was checking on me. Oh, hey, I'm just checking in to see how you're doing. I haven't heard from you in a while. You haven't posted a video in a while. I just wanted to check and see how you're doing. You guys are so sweet. You're so nice. I love my subscribers. You guys are just amazing. Thank you so much for your kind wishes and your kind thoughts and checking in on me while I was away on my break. I'm sorry if I worried anybody, but thank you so much for keeping your thoughts and prayers on me and my family. We greatly appreciate it. We have been fine. Like I said, I was just a little brief hiatus, but I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. But anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling. We are officially at the end of today's video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I really, really appreciate it more than you will ever know. If you didn't smash the hell out of the like button, go ahead and smash it now, because like we're friends and all, so like go ahead, smash it up. And if you're not, do me a favor and comment root canal, just so I know that you made it to the end of the video. And I don't think I need to ramble about anything else. Go on a binge. Let's get real acquainted as friends over here. All right, I'll leave you alone. Until next time, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.